All right, what's going on, guys? I wanted to talk about what I think is the best mod for the Raptor 700s, and it's going from the stock 20-inch tire to the aftermarket 22-inch tall tire, and that's for trail riding, so you can get that extra ground clearance in the back, so you're not having to avoid all a million rocks. So I'll bring you in close, and then we'll go in and look at the overall ground clearance and compare it from what factory is to the aftermarket. And then for the two tires that we ended up deciding to go with are the ITP whole shots, and then my dad went with the Maxxis Razor 2s. So to show the overall ground clearance, just going to make it easy. I'm going to put it in the center here. 6 inches, 6 3/4 inches. So we use this Pittsburgh jack to jack up the quads, and it makes it super nice to just lift the entire quad up. That way you can work on whatever you want, and it makes it easier to swap tires. But now we're going to check the ground clearance with the stock tires on there. So we let our Harbor Freight jack down. That lifts the quad up 5 1/4 from our reference point. Now obviously this isn't the lowest point, but this is the easiest place to measure for our reference of how much taller the aftermarket tires are, the 22-inch aftermarket tires are. And I also wanted to talk about just the tread itself. So how the stock tire tread is more rounded versus the aftermarket ones that we went with have a more flat top. And not only with the 22-inch tire you get the higher ground clearance, but you also get better ground clearance in like ruts. So with the wider contact patch and how the tread is designed, you won't get stuck in the rut. You'll get this will kind of grip the side of the rut and keep you out of it, so giving you naturally a better ground clearance besides the overall height of the tire. Yeah, I mean, just looking at the back of this quad, and then they just look, the factory ones just look weird.
Yeah, it looks like a kid quad.
Yeah, it looks like fake. And you like, they actually look like more natural to the quad. So if you swap to aftermarket tires like these, one downside is the weight compared to the stock ones. And when we're comparing these tires do have aftermarket rims, but these rims are comparable in weight to the stock ones. So this is just mostly sheer the weight of the tire. So the weight of the aftermarket Maxxis Razor 2s are, with the rim, 23 pounds and 11 ounces. Now my ITP whole shots are slightly lighter than the Maxxis's, and either option you are going to lose some of the ride. So with the stock tires, they do ride quite a bit better than the aftermarket 22-inch flat tread design. Oh wow, they are lighter. All right, so we've got the stock tires on the scale, and the weight did kind of shock me, but I still think it's totally worth the extra weight and rotating mass. So the stock ones are 15 pounds and 15 ounces. So that's a total of an added weight per wheel in the back, 8 pounds. So 8 pounds for each side, totaling to 16 pounds of rotating mass in the rear. And it's still definitely worth the extra weight to have that better traction and ground clearance off-road. And when comparing the ITPs to these Maxxis Razor 2s, I'd say they are roughly about 20%, 30% less in weight compared to the Maxxis's. Now I wanted to show our Harbor Freight jack that we got, that we use for the quads. It lifts the quad up, front and back, And we use it also on some of the bikes to do oil changes and tire rotations. So it makes it really nice and stores away pretty easily. But it's got that big flat bottom, so it makes it super nice for the quads. And it's probably one of our favorite jacks, don't you think?
Yeah. That's been awesome.
Yeah.
Huge
Yeah.
benefit.
Here's the stock tread compared to the aftermarket on the front tires. What I notice is there's a lot better control in the steering with the hole shots and the Maxxis Razor 2s. I'd say the Maxxis Razor 2s are a little bit better, but either one is definitely a big improvement over stock. I'm just going to do a little quick walk around of both quads. And then I'm going to dive into the website that we picked up our tires from. Alright, so we went online to RockyMountainATVMC.com. It's one of our go-to websites for OEM parts and aftermarket quad parts. So now you can see I'm filling out what machine. I'm going to go to the Raptor 700R. And what I really like about the website is it tells you some general information on the quad itself, like the front tire and rear tire sizing. You can see in the rear it's actually a 9-inch rim and the front is a 10-inch rim. So that's kind of important when you're ordering tires. And also that the front sprocket is a 14 tooth from the factory. Now that I got the cart with the 2 tires, comparing the price, I'm going to go ahead and add 2 tires for each rear set. As you can see, the price of the ITP hole shots is less than half of the Maxxis Razor 2s. So it's definitely a way better deal. I'd say me and my dad both agree that the for the money, the ITPs are a lot better, unless you're competing or something. It's definitely worth it to get the ITPs. But you want to be sure when you're ordering these to get the 22-inch height tire. Otherwise, if you get the 20-inch, it's going to be the same height as the stock, and you're not going to have any improvement there. So the 22-inch is the biggest improvement with going to these tires. And then also, with the taller tire in the back, it kind of gears it a little bit higher. So to bring it back closer to stock, or really similar to stock, we jump down to a 13-tooth sprocket to bring it back to a closer gearing, placing the factory 14-tooth front sprocket. And then lastly, I want to talk about rims. For my quad, since I had the SE and the stickers on the wheels themselves, I decided to remove the stock tires from the rim and install new ones on the factory rims. However, on my dad's quad, he decided to go with all aftermarket rims, and then that way we have an entire spare set of wheels for the quad. So if you're looking to change the tires yourself, if you decide to go without getting rims, or if you're just curious how we pop the bead on the tires, check on the video in the top right hand corner. But thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.